Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm here with Dianne Werner, who is here to give a testimonial about her experience with me. What brought you, Dianne, to choose me as a coach slash facilitator in your life?
A friend of mine was seeing you and was kind enough to let me see the recorded session. And I've known this woman for 50 years. And I watched you take her from being in a very negative place to being very much alive and in a positive place. I watched you gently but being determined to get around the resistance. And my friend is fairly resistant to most people's interventions. And being a therapist, I watched you do it as though it were child's play. You interviewed her and got the answers that you needed to get with such ease and such efficiency and such directness. And I knew that had it been anyone else, there would have been massive resistance. As I said, I've known her for 50 years, and I pretty much know her personality, which is not to be very open with people. And I watched her open up under your guidance. And I said to her afterwards, I have to see this woman. I just have to. You've got to get me in somehow. And thank you for taking me.
You're so welcome. I think it's been more than 2 years, that we.
Yes.
It's been like, it was at the beginning, it was about once a month that we met. Yeah. And then lately, I had the chance to work with you every week. So.
And that has been one of the most important things that's been happening in my life this past while. The work that we've been doing weekly is, I think, crucial to my overall state of mental, physical, and spiritual health. You know that I'm dying, and I have not sat easily with that. You have done the things necessary to change my fear, change my guilt, change my anxiety about what I might be facing in another reality. And not that you did it by trying to change anything, you did it by helping me to see where my stuck points were, where I was being, I'll use the word obstinate, and being attached in ways that were very unhealthy to some negative stuff that I learned at my mother's knee and other local joints. You helped me to get through the parts that were afraid, that were anxiety producing. And a half an hour ago, I believe that you probably saved my life. As my partner just said, we have no medication even now. How did you get to be this good this quick? And my simple answer was, Edith did it.
Well, I did it with you. That's the thing. I cannot do anything that you're not ready to let go of.
Yes.
That's the thing. I'm here to facilitate. Yeah.
But you knew which things to facilitate.
Yeah.
You knew which things I needed to get rid of. And therein lies the success of what you do. You intuit, you see, you feel, you understand at a level that is far beyond um, most people in the field of helping others to lead a better life.
Mm.
I've never seen anyone like you before. Literally, I've never been with someone in your field, but I've been with hundreds of therapists because I was one. And I've watched them, and your skill at understanding what is needed and your ability to go after it in a gentle but determined manner. If the patient wants help, or the client, as we probably should say, if the client wants help, the place to go is to somebody who knows what the problem is, what the tentacles are that get wrapped around things that make life difficult. You know how to change the energy patterns such that they are, by working with the client, they turn out to be not a problem at all any longer. You did it with me many times. In the course of an hour or so, you changed my, you helped me change my own way of thinking about something from a very negative, destructive one for me into a positive, healthy, whole way of thinking about me. That's not anything I've ever had in the past 75 years.
Hmm.
So I would venture to say that you're pretty much a miracle worker, as long as your client is willing to be a co-worker with you.
Yeah. Yeah. As I said, I have the key, and at the same time, people have to. Well, I have the key. When the key is, I can perceive the key, but at the same time, people are the door. They have to be willing to open the door. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, Dianne, for sharing that with me. It was such a privilege for me to work with you. And that was so easy too, because you were ready to let go of all that. That's the thing. And sometimes people are not so ready, but at the same time, like today, there was some moments where there was a resistance. And yeah, I have access sometimes to the words to say for this, for you to let go with so much more ease. Whatever is there.
Edith, unless there's somebody sitting in your chair who knows what needs to be let go of, the person sitting in my chair isn't going to get anywhere. And believe me, I've been around the block in North America, in many states, in many places, in Canada. And you have to realize that you're a unique work,
Mm.
you're a unique person, and the work that you do is exemplary. It simply is, and it gets to the point easily. It gets past the point, and it takes the client somewhere they want to go.
Mm.
And it doesn't take 45 sessions to get it done.
Mm.
You do it in one, maybe two, or if it's a particularly stuck problem, you may do it once in this session and once in a couple of sessions later.
Mm.
But however you do it, it's quicker, it's faster, it's kinder, it's more efficient, it's more intelligently planned, and you're very gentle.
Mm.
And that's very unusual in the world that I live in, with psychotherapists. They take much longer. They're very much more aggressive, not kind, aggressive, because they have to be.
Mm.
Most clients don't want to be in a psychotherapist's office. You outrank them by 150,000%, and yet you get the work done.
Mm.
You get the results. And I can tell you, I am a far, far, far better person after having seen you for this period of time than I've spent 30 years in therapy, because at my level, you have to be in therapy in order to do therapy. I was one of the first nurses to do therapy in Pennsylvania. And you aren't like anybody I have ever seen. That's why when I watched that film of you and my friend, I knew I had to get to see you, because I knew you would get me where I needed to go.
Mm. And can you talk about, you talk about it before, what was the value, what did you get from this session?
Oh my God, I got a life. I got me. I was pretty much locked up tight when I came to you, and you knew it. I mean, it was pretty obvious to everybody. I thought little about myself. I certainly didn't have anything positive to say. Yeah, I would own that I did good work, but that's about all. The rest of me was pretty much in the garbage can. You changed my self-image. No, you did not. You helped me change my self-image.
Mhm.
You helped me change my self-confidence. You helped me gather myself to the point where I came up with new ways and new strategies of doing what I do now, which is a spiritual director. And it made my clients much happier, much more fulfilled, and have a better relationship with the things that each one of them believed in.
Mhm.
So by extension, you treated three people. You treated me and my client and their family.
Cool.
And you brought all three levels from a place of being not so healthy, not so good, not so happy, not so relaxed, not so pleasant, into being positive in all of those aspects. I didn't have a very good life before I got to you. And yes, I'm sick. And yes, I'm dying. You have nothing to do with that. You just saved my life.
Mm.
If you hadn't intervened, I would have had a laryngospasm to the point where my throat closed and I wouldn't be able to breathe.
So you talk
And
about the session today's session.
well, as I said, I'm dying and my lungs are filling with fluid. I have been coughing for 24 hours straight and nothing has stopped it. I when I got to the beginning of the session we just finished, I was hardly able to speak a word to you for coughing.
Mhm.
My chest hurt, my stomach hurt, my arms hurt. Everything was tense and in pain because I was coughing so hard. And I literally was in the larynx is your voice box, and there's some very powerful muscles in there, and there are vocal cords in there. When you cough a lot, those muscles get tight and they feel like someone's choking you, and your vocal cords get very much swollen from the act of being stretched and rattled and scrubbed together in the act of coughing. And by looking at what I was resisting in my own death process, by looking at some of the assumptions and things I had imported from other people in my life and presently too, you got me to see what I was doing to myself in the process of dying. And it was pretty bad stuff. And I was literally choking to death on my own crap. And you stopped that. You did that by knowing and seeing and feeling and intuiting where I was stuck, what I was resisting, where I was feeling like I wasn't going to be a person that God wanted to be near. And that's changed. This afternoon, I didn't particularly care if I lived the next 3 hours or not. And you helped me change that so that whatever time I have left is going to be an enjoyable time,
Cool.
a productive time, because I'm not done producing yet. I'm still working on a research project, and you just bought me another at least 24 hours.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful.
It is. It's real wonderful on this end, let me tell you.
Yeah. And for me, let's talk about, because you're talking about the last session we just did before this interview, was like, for me, the miracle that the body can create because our body is a container of our thoughts, feeling, emotion, the electrical charge of our thoughts, feeling, emotion. They have energies. And by shifting these energies, automatically the body felt better. It's almost instantaneous. Sometimes
It is.
because you could not even say a word without coughing. And now you just like, so yes, so the magic of the body, when we give our body, well, the tools are, we free our body from the limitations that create the pain, that create the suffering, the struggle. When we free this, automatically, naturally, the body is free from all that. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Edith. You've changed a life. You've saved a life on many occasions since I've known you. And you've made life a far better, more humane, kinder, more loving, more successful place to be inside me now.
Wow. I'm so happy to have contributed to that for you. Thank you for allowing me to contribute to that. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Edith. Thank you.